It was only a matter of time when one of Square's brilliant new IPs was gonna get a sequel. Octopath Traveler 2 has unforgettable music, the gorgeous HD 2D look, the nostalgia that captured the hearts of old school JRPG lovers, and was more than excited to get my hands on the sequel. Square Enix did give me a code a few hours before release, but y'all know I'm a physical girl, so I ended up buying a copy myself. The gist of Octopath Traveler 2 is in the name. There are 8 characters to choose from, each with their own unique path. A slight upgrade is some characters' path branches off into 2 different routes, though don't worry, you'll end up doing both. The character you start with will be locked into your party until you complete all their chapters, so choose wisely. For me, it's tradition to start with the priest, so Temenos. He's a shady inquisitor who questions those around him, and even his own gods. His journey is about uncovering the truth behind the pontiff's murder with the help of a do-gooder, newly appointed knight, Crick. Best NPC in the game, by the way. And this is one of my favorite tropes, straight edge and a person who isn't afraid to get their hands dirty. Their interactions are top tier. Next was the scholar Oswald, a man on a mission to escape prison. He was wrongly accused of the murder of his wife and daughter, and seeks revenge on the man who stole everything from him.
Harvey.
Oswald is among my least favorite characters, but a solid story. Throne the Thief, best girl, and I'd say my third favorite story. She's part of the Black Snakes, a group of assassins. Though this is a life she no longer wishes to lead, and in order to gain her freedom, she must kill the ones she calls mother and father. By far, the darkest story, which works for me because I love a tale that doesn't pull punches. Particio! If you would have told me a country bumpkin would have outshined my skeevy priest Temenos as my favorite character, I would have called you cuckoo. But here we are. This handsome merchant is on a quest to eliminate this devil called poverty from the world. I love Particio. He's a hard worker who just wants to make the world a better place by way of commerce. As a character, he is so damn endearing. He is chicken noodle soup for the soul. The warrior, Hikari, a prince who lost his kingdom to his merciless older brother. While his story might be predictable, the fact that cursed blood runs through his veins gives him a little zest. This is also one of my favorite stories, as he travels the world to regain old friends and retake his kingdom. Great story, great character. If you're into a feel-good story, look no further than Agnia, the dancer. Her journey is a simple one. She wants to become a star. A stark change from the previous dancer who was on a quest for revenge. She's very cute, and surprisingly, I enjoyed her character the more I spent time with her. Casti, the apothecary, my least favorite story and character. Admittedly, once I heard she had amnesia, I rolled my eyes. As you can guess, it's about recovering her memories. Neither her character or story is bad, but I did find it to be the least interesting. To give some credit, I like that she's motherly, but not soft. She has a nurturing, caring side, but also can be stern when push comes to shove. And lastly, Ochette, the beastling hunter. She must bring back 3 of the island's old protectors in order to stave off the imminent darkness that threatens their land. Ochette is great, a simple, peppy beast girl who loves food and breaking bread with others. This cast is by far better than the previous, with more captivating stories, excellent writing, and charming characters. A common complaint for the first game was the lack of character interactions. As you start someone's story, it solely centers around them. Your teammates vanish as the cutscene ensues, and this is a fair complaint. To combat this, I encourage people to see the glass half full rather than half empty. I look at this as it's character X's story, their personal journey, and it's about them. And sometimes after a cutscene, you get the option to hear a bit of unvoiced travel banter, depending on who was in your party. Another way Octopath 2 addresses this is by adding crossroads, where 2 characters have a side story together. And this helps, but leaves us wanting more. After completing all paths, another one will open that will beautifully tie things together. A big thing I appreciate about the Octopath series is its innovative gameplay. It's more than just hit big thing enough times until it dies, rather, it's like a puzzle. Enemies' defenses are up, noted by the shield points. Figure out their weakness to deplete their shield points to 0, shatter their turn and the next, leaving them exposed for heavy damage. Boost points, or BP, is incredibly important, allowing you to boost your attack, whether it be to do more damage or attack multiple times. A new but appreciated addition is Latent Power, a gauge that fills when you dish and take damage. Each character is unique. Temenos allows his attacks to automatically reduce shield points, weakness or not. Oswald allows his magic to concentrate onto one foe, dealing higher damage rather than multi-targeted attacks. Said before, every battle is like a puzzle, which is exciting at first, but if you're like me and spent 100+ hours in this world, it's incredibly exhausting after a while. Fighting higher level monsters means higher shield points, aka more brain work. So while I do love the combat, after a point my brain is like, please give me something easier to work with. But my favorite part of Octopath is, of course, the job system. Y'all know I'm a sucker for a fun class system, and Octopath gives it. Every character has a default class that cannot be changed. As you adventure, you'll find guilds or secret classes that you can equip as secondary jobs. In Octopath Traveler 2, you can even have multiple of the same basic job classes. As you battle with these new jobs, make sure you use the job points gained from battle to unlock skills of any job, with each skill costing more than the last. The more skills you unlock, you gain access to passive skills relating to that class. This allows for fun combination, character building, and if you're a min-maxer, this is your jam. I'm not even one, but I loved it. Creating the ideal support, healer, tank, fighter, it's so fun to see your brainchild come to life and wreck shit. Cause let me tell you, these optional bosses ain't no pushovers. I absolutely scored a few game overs. Octopath Traveler 2 heavily leans into the motif of pathways. Each character has to go down a different path to pathway signs, cross paths, and path actions. Each character has a unique path action to interact with NPCs of the world, and it can change depending on if it's day or night. For example, Temenos can guide people during the day, but at night he's an intimidating inquisitor and breaks his enemies to glean information. Whereas Casti, provided if she's high enough level, she could just get information during the day. Hikari at night can bribe for information. Oswald during the day has a percentage chance to glean information without battle. The point I'm trying to illustrate is, some actions the bottom line is the same, but how you get there is vastly different. Plus, depending on what time of day it is depends on what people are out and about. If they only come out at night, Hikari and Temenos are the only way to glean information. Should you fail, your reputation is damaged. If you run out of chances, you could take no path actions in that area until you clear your name at a tavern. For a fee, of course. Another fun addition is extra paths for certain characters, namely Partitio, the scent of commerce. My man's got a nose for a good deal, and you unlock extra fun goodies to help you in your travels. It's a lot of fun to find out what the hullabaloo's all about. In Octopath 2, there is plenty of optional areas, secrets to uncover, hidden bosses. It's truly about the journey. Do HD 2D graphics really need an introduction at this point? They're beautiful, they're timeless, and somehow they look better than the first game. Animations are cleaner. I think they toned down the fog. I love that they added day and night cycles, though I wish they played with that more with the environment, like making areas look drastically different during the day than at night, rather than just the people that are present. Speaking on environments, specifically the architecture, I think they really ramped it up. I appreciate how different the structures looked, from being in the jungle, to a city modeled after ancient China, to a dirty town. The small addition of rowboats, we can go in water now, baby, which lends itself to more exploration, which is what this game is all about. The soundtrack was something I was really looking forward to, and I admit, initially, I went into it expecting it to be way better. My expectations were through the roof, which probably made the soundtrack less incredible to me. My expectations kind of ruined it for me, because then when I listened to it solo outside of the game, I was like, wait a minute, this is amazing. What the hell was I thinking? Does that ever happen to you? You listen to a soundtrack in game and it's like, cool, it's good. Then you listen to it outside of a game and you're like blown away. You're like, wait a minute, this was in the game? Anyways, that was my experience. That said, Octopath Traveler 2 delivers with different battle themes, boss themes, area themes. Another cool thing is there are motifs from the first game sprinkled into some of the new music, which was a welcome callback. We also gotta praise the day and night themes as they seamlessly blend. I'm torn between the mansion dungeons or Totohaha's jungle day theme. I think I'm gonna go with Totohaha. I've always been a fan of the more tribal sounding tracks. I commend Octopath Traveler 2 for continuing to lean into its heavy motif Pathways. So many ways to play the game, it becomes a unique experience for everyone. The order of characters you get, the multitude of ways to combat a boss. While this game contained the illusion of choice, it still lent itself to making it feel like a truly unique and grand adventure with an incredible cast. If you loved the first Octopath, 2 was even better. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like what I do, please support me on Patreon. It would mean the world to me. Also, check out my thoughts on the first Octopath game, and I'm currently debating if I should review Tears of the Kingdom or not. Anyways, as always, love your faces, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah!